It's the Lions Day on X. Yeah, it's the Lions Day. You're welcome if you just join in. You're specially welcome. We welcome you all.
Real estate, stocks, companies, whatever it is, worth $1 billion. It's mind blowing. But what is not mind blowing is being part of, forget billions, $1 trillion company. There's lots of people who own Meta stock, who own Google stock, who own Amazon stock. And they may not be billionaires. They're likely not billionaires. They may not even be millionaires. Somebody could have a few hundred shares of Meta. Somebody could have a few dozen shares of Meta. I personally have 0 shares of Meta. I also have 0 shares of Google. But people can have a piece of that. Now, if you look at the stockholders of any of these corporations, how many of those stockholders are major users? Think about that. With Twitter, probably the #1 user of Twitter was Elon Musk. He was probably the #1 tweetster before he bought the company. I don't know who else were huge tweeters before the company was bought. But Elon went and bought the company, and he's still probably one of the most active people on Twitter. How about Facebook? Mark Zuckerberg owns a significant portion of that company. So much stock that they can't throw his ass out. Is Mark Zuckerberg one of the most active people on Instagram or Facebook? I don't think so. Who are the most active people on Instagram? The most active people on Facebook? Who are the ones who bring the most value to those platforms? It's not the owners. And do those people own any stock? Do they have any stake in the company? Are their activities financially benefiting them? And I'm focusing on the largest users. Then you can start working your way down the scale. And how many users on Meta, how many users on Facebook actually have stock in the company? So it's easy to get involved with Meta. If you have a few resources, if you have a brokerage account, you can go buy Meta stock. You can go buy Google stock. Now we know X, none of us can get involved with it. If you are a user on X, unless you're part of the investor group pool that Elon teamed up with, none of us, nobody has financial stake in X. It's not publicly traded. We can't get involved. So everything that everybody is doing on X, they have 0 stake in. And yes, I do realize that X has implemented some advertising sharing revenue, advertising revenue sharing, similar to what Google does on YouTube. And that's great from an income perspective if you are one of the ones who generate some income off of it. But if YouTube is any example, very few people earn anything significant off their YouTube channel. There's a few who do very, very well. There's some who do pretty decent and earn a living, but most of the channels earn squat. Now, why do I bring all of this up? Well, this is the world of Web3 that we are moving into. And when we look at Leo, and as I said when I started this show, there's valuations all over the place. And valuation sometimes can be misleading because it's like, well, this is a valuation for for seed funding that people went to, and it's an absurd number. And then 3 years later, the company collapses. And that certainly can happen. But we have to ignore these specific numbers. I mean, I don't really give a crap if Meta is worth 1.6 trillion, 2.6 trillion, or 1.1 trillion. I don't think anybody can deny that Meta is worth a hell of a lot of money. We can't deny Amazon is worth a hell of a lot of money. The same is true for Google. It's worth a hell of a lot of money. And to bring it into the AI realm, you can't argue that OpenAI is not worth a hell of a lot of money. Now, you could argue that it's not necessarily worth 350 or 360 billion or whatever the hell their next funding round's going out at. But it's worth a hell of a lot of money. But again, we're talking huge numbers. What about much smaller numbers? What about Leo? Now, if you look at the market cap of Leo, I don't even know what it is. A few 100,000. I haven't even, it's been so long since I even looked, I don't even pay attention to the price of the Leo coin because I'm not really concerned about it at this time. And I know markets aren't value, so let's not confuse that. Markets establish price, and that may or may not be indicative of value. But let me pull something up for y'all. And this is something that's very interesting. This is an article. Let me get a different. Who the hell is it? All right, let me do this so you can all read it. Pull up the archive version as opposed to the regular version, which is paywalled. What I just posted, here's the headline. YouTube star Mr. Beast is raising money at a $5 billion valuation. Now, from what I understand, Mr. Beast is the #1 YouTube content creator in terms of the money he earns, in terms of the subscribers he has, the following he has. He's the big kahuna creating his videos. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even know what the hell Mr. Beast makes videos about. I can't tell you if I've even watched one single video of his. Doesn't matter. The guy is very, very, very successful. $5 billion for his quote-unquote media empire. And he has some other things involved. This isn't just his YouTube stuff. But his basic claim to fame is his YouTube content creation. That's what started it all. And that's still a big, big component of what he does. I mean, I'm sure the numbers are out there, and they probably could be found, of what Mr. Beast pulls in each year from his YouTube channel. It's got to be pretty significant. So why do I bring up Mr. Beast? Why do I bring up this $5 billion number? Which, by the way, $5 is a big number. Again, it's not a big number in comparison to trillions, and the Amazons and the of the world. But this is just Mr. Beast. Nobody's going to claim Mr. Beast is Amazon or Meta or even Bank of America. But a $5 billion valuation. Well, what about Leo? See, this is where when we get into the digital world, which we are in all aspects, we are into the digital world with finance, we are into the digital world with media, with content creation, with money. All of this is digitized. All this in Web3 is digitized by default. Callum Marvel just dropped a link to TikTok. If anybody is looking to listen to the feed of TikTok as opposed to Spaces because you have problems with Spaces. So go into the Threadcast and he just dropped the link to the TikTok feed. So my point is, with Leo, when you look at everything that is here, and again, Mr. Beast is a media entity. Mr. Beast is basically content creation. He creates stuff for people to consume, which is the basic social media idea that for months I've been around again saying it's a pathway, it's not a destination. Now, by the way, Mr. Beast, and he may have other channels, he may have other things he's done. But if YouTube is the primary vehicle, he doesn't even own any of that. It's all on YouTube. He's feeding Google. So if his enterprise has a value of $5 billion, that feeds into Google. Think about that. One person, $5 billion valuation. What does that do for the value of YouTube? What does it do for the value of Google? How much money does Mr. Beast generate in advertising revenue off his channel that goes directly into Google's pocket? And I honestly have no idea what the split on YouTube content creators is. It 50-50? Is it 80-20? I have no idea what the split is. So when you take these splits, whatever it is, I'm going to presume Google's paying out, they're keeping at least that much. I could be mistaken, but that's my presumption. One person. Okay, we are choosing the most successful. We are choosing the top banana. But there's like 30 million YouTube channels that are monetized in some way, shape, or form. Now, again, 98% of them, the monetization is $2.98 a month. But again, the platform is getting as much out of Mr. Beast as Mr. Beast is. Now, to Mr. Beast's credit, he's created an empire. Now, to Joe Rogan's credit, he created an empire. Now, he doesn't make the bulk of his money through YouTube. He makes the bulk of his money from his contract with Spotify, which I think $50 million a year. Good for him. But even still, why is Spotify paying him $50 million a year? Because Spotify expects, whether they do or don't is a question, but with Joe Rogan, they probably do. Spotify is looking to get more than $50 million in return, in value, coming back to their platform, whether it's through advertising, whether it's through subscriptions, whatever it is. They're looking to monetize that to their benefit. So what do we have with Leo? We have a platform. We have the ability to monetize and capture value. And see, we have the token, Leo token. which is a monetization mechanism. As I said, there's leaving NFTs aside. In my view, cryptocurrency is name. The only cryptocurrency are stablecoins, because those are the only thing that really fulfill medium of exchange. Everything else is shitty medium of exchange. What these others are value capture tokens, utility or access token. So what does the Hive token do? Well, A, it captures the value of the Hive ecosystem. And anybody that has any Hive, you own a portion of that. So it's however many there are, 400 million Hive tokens or whatever, you have 1 in 400 million. If you have 2 tokens, you have 1 in 200 million. If you have 4 tokens, you have 1 in 100 million. But what does it do? Well, if you stake it, it gives you access to the network. There's utility you gain. And you could say the same thing with Ethereum. If you have ETH in your wallet, then you can transact on the Ethereum. It's a little different because that comes in the form of direct transaction fees, but it's the same thing. ETH is a utility, it's an access token, because you can't engage with the Ethereum blockchain without ETH. Anybody who's tried, you get that message, you need ETH. And so we all are aware of that. So now we have on Leo, we have the Leo token, which is value capture. Now, is Leo worth as much as Mr. Beast? No. Mr. Beast, from a straight valuation, traditional valuation model using revenue and profit and loss, you can come up with a value. You really can't do that with Leo because there's not a ton in revenue. You know, I know there's some tentacles forming. We do have some revenue streams starting to appear. You know, Cal's been putting a lot of focus on Leo Dex and expanding that so volumes increase. And if volumes increase, trading fees that are generated increase, which trading fees that, an increase in trading fees is an increase in money that is used to buy Leo and put into the liquidity pool. And that is, in his estimation, a way to fast track the growth of Leo and the buy demand for the Leo token. And he's probably not wrong on that, considering what is available on Leo. People know how to use DEXs. People are familiar with transaction fees. People do not have to be sold on that. And if it's competitive, and if it allows people to get the tokens they want and do the swaps they want at a competitive rate, it'll get activity. See, another revenue stream is premium. People have to be sold on premium. What benefits do people get with premium? See, that's where it's a case-by-case decision. Not that people don't understand the concept. We understand the concept of subscriptions. We understand the concept of paying for digital services, digital access. But we have to view that through the lens of, is this something that I want? Not everybody on X is an X, what is it, Blue, X Gold, X Premium, whatever they call it. Not everybody is a subscriber to X who's on X. Many are, but not everybody is. Not everybody subscribes to Netflix. Not everybody subscribes to Spotify. Not everybody has an Amazon Prime account. You have to be sold on it. You have to see the value of it. And the companies, for their part, and in this instance with Leo, Leo for its part has to build the value. That often takes time. Now, I've said all along, I think Leo Premium is a no-brainer when Leo AI or different components of Leo AI are included in the premium. To me, then it's a no-brainer. Because in addition to what you already get now, then you will have access to advanced, and I'll put that in quotations because that can mean many, many different things. And even now, we don't really know exactly since we haven't seen the different components of Leo AI roll out. But the idea in my mind is you take these AI services and you keep pumping them into Leo Premium, where basically you're foolish not to have Leo Premium if you're on in Leo. Especially since we know that all these other models have premium charges to them. Now the question always comes down to, what do you get? But the advantage is, in Leo, doesn't have to only isolate AI services in premium. There's other things that can be built into the platform, as we see with X. X Blue or X whatever, Twitter Blue, that was available for years and gave people options on the platform, and people were paying it every month, $8, $10, whatever it is, $7, paying it every month because it enhanced their utility on that social media platform. Now they're building, from what I understand, now they're building some of the advanced AI features into Twitter Blue or X Premium or whatever it is. To me, that makes sense. And oh, by the way, X is bringing out X money. What if you get a reduction in your transaction fees if you have the premium membership? By the way, you're at premium. How many services need to be involved with Leo Premium? Whether it's AI, whether it's exchange and part of the DEX, whether it's just the social media aspect, how many services have to be in Leo Premium before it becomes a no-brainer to anybody who's on Leo? And I don't know the answer exactly. Nobody can answer that. But there comes a certain point in time, and I've said this before, time and time again, it's like Amazon Prime. I don't have Amazon. Why? I'm not an Amazon user. I rarely shop there. I rarely buy stuff from there. When I do, I usually end up going over the $25 fee anyway, so the shipping is free. I really don't give a crap about Amazon Prime Video. I don't care about Amazon Music. I don't care about any of the other features that they built in there. But I'm not an Amazon user. Now, I know a lot of people who use Amazon, they're Amazon Prime, and they don't think anything of it. In fact, they know well, they'd be stupid not to have it. Why? Because they need that costs like $10. They just go on Amazon, order it, it's sent to them, they got zero shipping fee, and it's there the next day. Plus, then they use it and watch Amazon Prime Video, they use the services. Now, by the way, from what I read, there's updated versions going to be out of Alexa and Alexa Plus. And I think the Alexa Plus, and don't ask me what it does, but I think the Alexa Plus, you have to have Amazon Prime. So now, Amazon is building more value into Prime with Alexa Plus. Which, I don't know, I guess it's going to be running and people can sit there and have conversations with Alexa. I don't know. Maybe I might read a bit about it. I didn't pay attention to exactly what's going to be offered. But this is their next generation using large language models into their voice capability system, which that's what Alexa is. So instead of just setting timers or give me a reminder of this or, clear my notifications or, getting reminded, hey, you got a package that'll be delivered tomorrow at 2 p.m. People actually interact with Alexa, I guess is the idea, in a way that you would like converse with an expert in any field. And that's the direction we're going. I've talked about AI personal assistants. This is what Leo Premium should be thinking about, is how do we build these things so that we have a personal assistant that is incorporated in Leo Premium. Because it's pulling all of our data that we post on the Hive blockchain. And that's some of the preliminary ideas of co-pilots and things of that nature. So, what are we looking at? Why aren't we looking at a platform worth $1 billion? And that's the point of this call. There are so many ways to get there. The difference is we build it. We provide it. Once we do that, and this is no different than anything else that's happening in the technology world. Whether you look at social media or you look at AI, chatbots, all this stuff, it's all the same thing, network effects. Elon Musk for years brought a tremendous value to Twitter because he was interacting and engaging and doing like 10,000 tweets a day. Obviously, I'm being a little bit over the top, but you get my point. He was very active, heavily active, and of course, what happens? Every tweet he puts up gets how many views? Every tweet that he would put up gets how many likes? Every tweet that he puts up gets how many comments? Look at all that activity that he alone was generating for Twitter. One person. Look at all the value Mr. Beast generates for YouTube. And each of these guys, to my knowledge, he did, but I don't think Elon Musk owned any Twitter stock when he was the top tweetster. Maybe Mr. Beast owns a shitload of Google stock, I have no idea. But maybe he doesn't. But he's still the #1 content creator. And his financial benefit is not in stake, it's not in equity, it's in an income. And of course, we all like income. And his income is big enough, his payout from Google is big enough, well, okay, he's in a different stratosphere. Very few people are wealthy because of their income. Yeah, we can look at athletes. Yeah, we can look at, movie stars. We can look at, top CEOs. Okay. Warren Buffett is not wealthy because of his job at Berkshire Hathaway. Not directly. Because Warren Buffett takes $100,000 a year salary. And he's done that for decades. But the guy's worth, I don't know, $100 billion. Why? Because his Berkshire Hathaway stock has shot up, 20,000-fold in the last 50 years or whatever it is. Elon Musk only takes a salary from Tesla because he's required by law in the state of California where they were headquartered. So he was paid minimum wage. And who knows what the hell his Tesla stock is worth. Forget, all his other holdings. That's how wealth is generated. And that's the opportunity. I haven't mentioned this in a while, but I was on the bandwagon for a while. What does Leo need? We need owners. We don't need users. Users are Web 2. Users are people who give all their shit away and get nothing in return. Users are fools when you think about it. Oh, they'll bitch, they'll moan, they'll complain. You're stealing our data. How are we stealing your data? I mean, think about how stupid that statement is. Oh, Zuckerberg steal my data. Oh, what did he do? Did he hack your computer? No. Well, how did he get a hold of your data? Well, I logged into my Facebook and I put it on his application. I used his application. So you're on his application that he paid for, that his people maintain. You put data there that is on servers that he pays for and his people maintain. And somehow it's your data? How's it your data? Well, I created it. Where'd you create it? On his stuff. Where's it housed? On his stuff. Are you paying for that? No. How's it yours? And how are they stealing it if you just gave it to them? You handed it over. Now, I mean, if you're a major shareholder in Meta, hell, if you have a few shares of Meta, okay, then it makes sense. You're enhancing the value of your stock, however minuscule that might be. I don't think that's a dumb idea at all. But how many people Meta, how many are actually shareholders? And we know those people on X aren't shareholders. Most of them. You know, Kathy Wood is. So whatever she puts on X, she's helping because her firm is an investor in X.com. Okay. But that's not the case with Leo. We need owners because anytime you have any token in any Leo tokens, you have a piece of it. So the greater the value of the platform, the more your token is worth. And again, that may not be the same with price. The price may be different. Markets do their thing. But what happens if Leo is worth 1/5 of what Mr. Beats is? $1 billion. What happens if Leo's worth 1/50? 100 million. That's not outlandish. People have the opportunity. It's just where your focus is. And see, what's going to happen is there's going to be people who get very wealthy off what their holdings are. And everybody else who had the same opportunity is going to be sitting there saying they were lucky. Oh, they were lucky. Okay, let's go through some of the comments and questions and see what you all have to say. Ahmed, is there activity financially supports that? Many businesses that are primarily on Facebook in my country, yeah. Yeah, and those businesses are making some money, but they're also driving value to Meta. That's the key, is the platform. Ahmed then had to say that he's here. Amazon's worth a lot of money, yes it is. Ahmed said, I know his name at least. Last time I heard, he was #1 on YouTube. I haven't seen any of his content, but I've seen copycats of his thumbnail style. I know because I watched a video about YouTube thumbnails. Okay, yeah, I'm not familiar with him either, Ahmed, but yeah, I guess if you're going to copycat somebody, you copycat the top banana. You know, in all honesty, we all probably should do, and maybe I'll lead the charge on this, we all probably should do a deep dive into the history of Mr. Beast. And what did he do to create, and do a case study of what did he do to create this empire that he has? You know, what is he involved in? And try to replicate that to a small degree. Ahmed says you're doing well. Amazing, Marble. Ahmed's a busy typer today. Unless he's voice texting, then he's a busy speaker. Having the ability for credit cards in, crypto out would be amazing for content creators to offer content to normies who are still benefiting on Web 3.0 platforms. I agree with you on that. When you start to look at the success of subscriptions, and I heard the stat one time, and I really don't remember it. And I might be off. In fact, I will be off on my numbers because I don't remember it. But when you take a look at the market cap of subscription-based businesses like a Netflix versus a non-subscription-based business, and you compare their revenues, the market value on the subscription-based business, even with the same revenues, I believe was a 10x of the non-subscription-based business. And the reason being is the recurring income, the recurring revenues you get, because it is a subscription base. You know, if Netflix has, I don't know, I'll make up a number, 200 million monthly subscriptions. They have 200 million users. They got paid on 200 million users this month. Are they going to get paid only on 100 million next month? No. They're going to get paid on 200 million. Maybe some people cancel would allow it. But you think about this. What if a Coinbase offered what Ahmed was talking about? Coinbase is big enough and they have the connections. They could tie in a credit card service to their crypto. I would imagine. Hell, they could probably just partner with Visa and use the Visa insignia, because Coinbase is effectively a bank. Now, I don't know what type of reserve requirements would be required for Coinbase, and I certainly don't know the capital that would be required to make the payments, because with credit cards, you always have a time lag. You know, they pay out in 2 days and they get paid in 30 days. And then, of course, there's some defaults. But yeah, if somebody did that, that would be a very interesting business model. Ahmed, you need X and gas fees to make this transaction. The dreaded message. Yeah, that's true. Ahmed looked it up. Apparently, YouTube takes 45% of the ads revenue and 30% of the super chats revenue. And that's based on a chat with Deep Search. So there you have it. 45%. So almost half, and then 30% of the super chats. I didn't know that, but. You know, that's another idea. I don't know, is Cal on here? No, Cal's not on here today. That's another idea, though. I mean, could we do like super chats in a Threadcast? I mean, could it be set up where a Threadcast, somebody could do a super chat type thing and get their question or their whatever highlighted? I mean, there's just another way of just thinking about building something in there, even if it's for down the road. And again, you don't have to take 30%, you could take 5%. And then Ahmed broke it down even further. Oh, wow. Payouts on premium subscribers watch time. I don't even know what that means. Payouts on premium subscribers watch time. YouTube keeps 45% of the total pool. I don't know what premium subscribers watch time means, but basically, whatever's happening under the premium, Google, YouTube is taking 45%. Just heard that tomorrow is Ramadan, so I'm going to mentally prepare for fasting. Is it a surprise? Every lion should know this. Once a premium, always a premium. Wananda. Okay? We will, I think, Wananda copyright that. Once a premium, always a premium. Ahmed said to me, in Leo Premium is already a no-brainer. I would agree with you on that, but many do not see that way. Though a chatbot using in Leo AI will make the value 10 times worth it. I tend to agree with you on that, Ahmed, also. Naturally, it's going to depend on what it's worth, but again, if you're building it in and you're saying, okay, with Leo AI, we already see how there's some things, and Cal talked about this on the AMA some more. There's the ability to change the layout language from English to whatever language you want. So the template of in Leo AI changes to your language. Now, the content does not at this time, but what we were told was the next generation translator, I guess they're calling it, is going to allow for blog posts, for threads to be translated into different languages. And this will allow people who have conversations back and forth in different languages, it allows them to interact in their native language, but the other person sees it in his or her language. So the example Cal gave on the AMA was, I could interact with Sunseeker. Sunseeker could be typing in Spanish, I'm typing in English, and I'm reading everything in English, she's seeing everything in Spanish. This is going to be done using AI. This is going to be under Leo AI. This is not a premium feature. This is just part of the platform, I presume, just like, changing your language on the platform. This is just going to be a standard feature that anybody can access. It's not premium, but it's part of Leo AI. But as Ahmed said, so the idea is we can't, the Leo AI initially, we were using that to refer to a chatbot. As we can see, it's taken on something more expansive. So what Ahmed said, I'm in complete agreement with. You get certain AI features in there. Maybe you get a co-pilot type situation. You get the translator. You get the this, you get the that. But if you want the chatbot, and you want to prompt it on certain things, well, then that's for Leo Premium. And that pulls all the information from the vector database that's up to date, in addition to being trained on whatever Meta trained on. And I don't know. See, it's very interesting. This version, the first version of the chatbot is going to be Llama 3, used as the model, plus whatever Hive data was put in, plus whatever data Leo had access to. The second generation of the chatbot, that may be done using something else. If you think about it, there's nothing that says Meta has to still be used. Because there's other open source models out there that one could go to. supposedly Grok is going to be open source. I don't know if their weights are. Elon had mentioned that. I don't know if it's been done. I don't know, Ahmed, do you know if the weights are out there? Ahmed, users are fools. Well, that's incorporated into the blockchain forever. Caleb Marvel gets sick if he goes off premium for a minute. Is that the reason, Caleb, or did you eat some bad chicken? Be wary of bad chicken. Ahmed said there are days I'm not active on in Leo. If my premium ended in one of them, I'm saving time if I renewed when I go back instead. So I kind of agree. Caleb said thanks to Wananda who visited us on TikTok and gave huge support. Yeah, I think that's great that now people can view it on TikTok, and I don't know if Caleb Marvel sends it out or shares the link, or I don't know anything how TikTok works, but anything we can do to expand the concepts that we talk about on here. Ahmed, I've heard that Mr. Beats videos are low IQ fun, so they have a huge potential audience, but barely offer anything of substantial value. Haven't seen them, so I may be wrong. Yeah, well, that was my beef. All right, now we're going to tread into some fun waters. That's been my beef for years with this idea of quality content bullcrap. 90% of the internet is not quality content. It's not high IQ stuff. Very few people are putting out tweets that have any value whatsoever in terms of significance. People bitching, moaning, whining, complaining. Not that they don't do that on YouTube. That's plenty of that on YouTube also. But, they're on TikTok and, I guess it would be YouTube Shorts the same way. People press play on their phone or record on their phone, and they cry and whine for 30 seconds, 45 seconds about how their boss is an asshole or whatever. But that's the internet. And that's the way it is. So TikTok, Mr. Beast tapped into that. And maybe there's a lesson there. Maybe we need less quality content and more. We need less quality content and more content that people. And Cal Marvel put up a screenshot of his TikTok. Guess he did it side by side. I don't really know. Ahmed said, yeah, that's the truth about humanity. It is. Even smart people, when they're scrolling the social media, when tired, would only engage with low IQ content. Yeah, well, listen. It's understandable that not everybody is going to want to operate at a high IQ level throughout the day, all day, every day. And people, quite frankly, look at the that should be the epitome of, I don't want to think, I just want to watch something that is senseless and be entertained. And the female version of that is soap operas, or WWE is a male version of soap operas. This is not high IQ stuff, but that's why people watch it. And there's a lot of times people be, I guess, on X, people be on Leo, people be on Facebook, or on YouTube, and they don't want to watch a video about quantum physics. They don't even want to watch a video about the news or politics. They want to get away from that. They want to watch something that is dopey, that is senseless, that they can get lost in. And that's understandable. And that's what social media was founded upon. I mean, YouTube became popular because of cat videos. I mean, that's the old wives' tale anyway. I mean, they're cute, they're amusing, they make you laugh. They maybe pull on your heartstrings a little bit. But it's not high IQ stuff. And as we know, you're not finding a lot of high IQ stuff on Facebook or X. A lot of it is, I mean, actually, a lot of those platforms have turned into total cesspools. Just whining, bitching, and moaning. Of course, as we found out in recent years, that was by design. Because big tech found out psychologically, this is what hooked people in. Get them emotionally charged up. And what better way to get emotionally charged up than to piss them off about whatever. And you see how people go back and forth about their favorite sports team. You know, tell somebody, a Laker fan, the Lakers suck. The Lakers are has-been franchise. The Celtics are better. You know, you get Yankee and Red Sox fans going together. You get Real Madrid, or Man City and Man U going at it. You get Auburn, Alabama in college football. Of course, you get, you know, politics, religion. I mean, it just goes on and on. Are you implying that cat videos are low IQ? How dare you? Well, when the cat has the highest IQ of either the people making it or the people watching it, yeah, probably, Ahmed. But then again, I mean, I don't fault. I mean, look, Google made bank off that. And that's the thing. It doesn't matter to the platform. YouTube, and nobody knows because it's all part of Google. But some believe YouTube alone as an entity is worth over $100 billion. And maybe more. And that actually was an analysis I read. That's probably going back 5 years. So it's probably even greater now. Well, in fact, I guarantee it's greater now because YouTube is no longer just the app, the videos. I mean, YouTube is, they got YouTube TV, so that's got to be worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Yeah, there you go, Morty. See, Morty just posted something that I would say is higher IQ. Because at least it shows some creativity. It's a cat GIF dressed in a peanut shell. So, dancing, no less. Now, if there was music to it, Morty, it would be off the charts in IQ. Of course, there would probably be copyright infringement. Cal Marble said, this is the view on TikTok, the X, and the Threadcast view. We are watching both at once. Ahmed said 10 years ago when I was a frequent user of Facebook, I would spend hours engaging with long conversations that are mostly productive on Facebook groups. Of course, I didn't join a Facebook group. Mine was very specific. I'm not saying that there's not high-quality conversations going, that there's not the ability to find deep stuff. I mean, you know, I said not everybody wants to watch YouTube videos on quantum physics. I say that because I do watch YouTube videos on quantum mechanics. So I'm one of the people who will watch it. but the masses probably will not. To be fair, creating a lot of low IQ content is really smart. You can't consistently offer engaging and easily digestible content if you're stupid. It depends, I guess, on what the content is, but if you're looking at somebody who's serious and somebody like Mr. Beast, I'm not going to say Mr. Beast has a low IQ, even though his content's low IQ. Mr. Beast built a widely successful business, and if you're getting a valuation of $5 billion, either you're very, very lucky, which is not the case in most instances, or you're very, very smart. And I would say he's very, very smart. And he found a market, he tapped into a market, and he was able to basically leverage that market for a huge valuation. So yes, that was very smart of him. Morty posted a 3Speak video, and unfortunately it's not coming through as of now. I don't know if it's, this may just be my VPN. My VPN blocks a lot of crap. And let me see if I can. And I know at times there's a problem with the 3Speak videos and Threadcast. So I'd have to go to 3Speak to watch it. Nope, I got it through on this one. Say hello to Leo AI. See, that's the other thing that when you think about these AI tools, having the AI tools built on InLeo allows us to create stuff and create content that we can easily make it easier to market in Leo. That's the flywheel that seems to be overlooked. You give the users the capability to create the stuff they want, and they will create more content that A, helps the platform, B, helps their business as a content creator, and C, creates the marketing of InLeo, even if it's as a derivative, because they're marketing their own stuff out. And you know what Morty just posted, was something quick and simple, but that's an example of it. And I gave him an upvote, and so did other people, and he made some money off of it. Just on the thread. I don't even know what the video itself gets. Sadly, I only understand little of quantum physics. I tried to understand it, but it goes over my head. Quantum level physics, college level physics, highest my brain can process. I can't understand a lot of the physics either. Just a small addition. If you build $1 billion business nowadays, you are either very lucky, very smart, or you have a nice pair of badongas. I need the AI translator to figure out, to translate what badongas are. So tokenized, what language is badongas in? Is that English? Is that Portuguese? Must be Portuguese. I'll have to ask Caleb Marvel, or not Caleb Marvel, Coyotolation, what badongas are. Maybe I can ask Caleb Marvel. Maybe he speaks badongas too. But tokenized. So tokenized is saying we need more badongas around in Leo to become worth $1 billion. That's the takeaway I get from tokenized thread. All right. We've gone through the list here. I don't think I missed any questions or comments. Ahmed says the nice pear route has a very low shelf life. I guess he's never understood that there's the MILF category, which has extended the shelf life of badongas. If badongas are what I think they are, which there's no guarantee that I'm right. So, with that, we will cut this one a little short since we got caught up on all the questions and comments, and we will be back again, same time next week. Thank you, everybody, for showing up, and Cal Marvel, thanks again for streaming this through your TikTok channel. It's always great to extend our reach a little bit, and especially since I know many people do have problems with spaces, so it's good that they can turn to TikTok and get listen to the thread to the
All right, thank you for staying cool. Thank you for staying tuned. Yeah, we're gonna see you on Friday on the Lions Den, and do have a wonderful day. God bless you all. Don't forget, it's all about the blockchain. Feel free to message us, DM me if you want to know more about the blockchain. If you want to also learn how to create how to earn some fun with your TikTok videos, feel free to message me. I'm gonna show you how it goes. Are you getting it? Yeah, you can see some shots over here, and you can also earn some reward.